And I remember one Sunday I go to church. He was like, man, I ain't never seen you wear the same pair of shoes twice. Well, I'm a sneakerhead is what I do. You know what I mean? I got, you know what I mean? Whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Drink water and
Stay out the way.
You know what I'm saying?
We got to get a T-shirt that says
Drink
drink
water
water
and
And
stay
stay
out
out the way.
way.
You know what I mean? But after the service, he was like, well, why you seem so standoffish? Bruh, I'm not, I hope you make it in. Look, I'm just here to get my credit.
Trying to.
So I can make it in, bro.
Yo, welcome to the cave with Mel, Troy, and Lex. The podcast with men that have a safe space. We on all platforms. You need to tune in, hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Welcome to Melody, the podcast with men that have a safe space. Welcome to Melody. Welcome to the cave with Mel, Troy, and Lex.
That's real. It's a real thing. So look, hey, we just gonna get into it. We back, man. We ain't gonna muddle it, man. We back for another edition of Melly D's podcast. You know what's going on. It's your boy Melly Mel, aka Melly Badass, aka Meek Mel, aka your favorite two-teller, aka if you don't want to know, don't ask me. You know
It's
what's
your boy
going on,
T.
man.
Roy, aka your neighborhood hope dealer, aka Hope is dope.
Right, you keep selling that hope. What it do? It's your boy, Dr. Life Coach Lace, a.k.a. NBA Old Boy, a.k.a. Mr. Ayo, a.k.a. That's Hella Plausible, a.k.a. We in here, let's get it.
We in here, let's get it.
Yeah, man, that was an undermined keep selling that hope, too.
Keep selling that hope, brother.
Keep selling that hope.
I acknowledge that.
Lace
Niggas
them
been
so-
buying hope for years.
I was about to say that. And Lace been selling it for a long time.
For a long time. Long time.
Hey, let me tell you this. Y'all's words really hit home with me. I was hanging out with some fellas not too long ago, and boy, they was turning up. And here I am in the middle of the turn up. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna turn up with y'all. No.
You ain't have it?
No. After one night of turn up, I was like, hey, bro, I'm old.
I'm going home.
We can't be turning up no more. I come pick y'all up. I drop you off.
Yeah.
And in the whole because the whole time we was out and about, it was like a men's retreat. They was like, "Come on, Troy, you can't be dad this trip, you know, because last time we took a trip, I was dad.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do this. Don't go over there. Don't touch that. Come away from there." You know what I'm saying? The whole time I was like that. And they was like, "You can't do that." The first night I was like, "All right, I'll take the reins off. Y'all, let's turn up." Turned out I was like, "Hey, next day, no, we not doing that."
See, you came in too hot.
Can't
You
do
gotta
that no
pace
more.
yourself. You
We
can't
can't do that no more. And the words of my friends came in my thought, and it said, "Troy, be you, be you.
Yeah.
You. I forgot what y'all called me. You wholesome.
Yeah.
Wholesome.
Be wholesome.
Be wholesome.
That's it.
Because the world needs wholesome people.
They do.
And I'm so glad. Because if we continued on the tirade that we were on,
Mm-hmm.
somebody was going to end up on TMZ. Let me
Gotcha.
just let you know that right
It
now.
wasn't that
Gotcha.
wild, was it?
It was wild, bro. It was wild.
I'm sure it was.
Give me an example.
Really
I know it's a wild
but
night of
carry on.
charcuterie and
Carry on.
charcuterie and board games.
Yeah, right.
Real wild out here,
Yeah.
fellas.
It was wild. It was wild.
Took a trip to Hooters. Now they on.
Right, yeah. Uh-oh.
Listen, y'all gonna quit talking about me turning up at Applebee's. All right, y'all gonna quit doing
I
that.
just know it wasn't as wild as
Yeah.
you think it was.
Hey, well, you know, it's in the eye of the beholder, I guess you can
I
say.
got you.
But you know, I'm not used to turning up. And so going out to Applebee's and, you know what I'm saying, being out to 12 o'clock at night.
That's late. You was burning the midnight oil at the people's Applebee's.
12 o'clock used to be getting started.
Yeah.
Now
you
that's
know
like,
what I mean?
hey.
Hey, look,
All right,
after
hey, we
10,
need to wrap this
it's
up.
like,
Hey,
hey, my boy,
It's
I ain't
about
gonna
that
be able to
time,
make that.
I ain't gonna hold you. Matter of fact, because I wasn't trying to be the the damper of the mood or something like that. But my homeboy, who is single, he talking to a girl, talking. I said, hey, I sent him a text, and I was like, hey, check your text. He looks at his phone. It says, hey, B, wrap that up.
We gotta go.
We gotta go. We need to go. Cause I am 105. I feel like I'm 105 in my skin right now. I need to be at the crib, nodding off in my wheelchair. I mean, in my rocking chair. Okay,
Not your wheelchair.
I know.
Man.
I aged myself.
So did he bag? Was he able to bag?
No, bro. Come on,
man.
Nah. My
So
man.
now you blocking too?
I was. No, he could not. He could not seal the deal.
Why couldn't he?
Because you was in the way.
Because I was like, hey, bro, wrap this up.
So he was blocking.
I was not. He was not sealing the deal.
So you was witnessing him not seal the deal.
Your boy
Explain
Troy,
it.
Your boy Troy, back in the day, it takes me 3 laughs once I got you. And if I wink at your chick, if she smiles, she gone. Okay, that's basically that's what it is.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
The wink
I'm
and
a
the gun.
flirt. As soon as they see her walk up in the club, I'm a
It's a
flirt.
wrap.
And I was not seeing any of these
Okay.
stages being hit. So I was like, hey, bro, wrap this up. As a matter of fact, I told one of the other homeboys, I was like, hey, call the Uber.
Yeah.
Call the Uber.
Why you ain't let him get through this process? He could be a 6 laugh player.
Right.
You a 3 laugh. He could be a 6 laugh.
Yeah.
He had to get through 2 more laughs to make it work.
Hey, bro, call the Uber.
So you was blocking.
I was not blocking.
So how did you know
bro.
How did you know he wasn't sealing the deal?
Because it would I didn't see the persistence. You know what I'm saying? Like the conversation won't go nowhere. It'll die down. And I'm like, bro, you got to keep this thing going. I'm sitting there coaching him in my mind.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? But I can't coach him out loud because then I'm giving game and it seemed like I'm trying to holler and I'm not. I got the big wedding ring on. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get back to the crib
Yeah.
and start caking up on the phone with my buns. You feel me?
So you one of them that when you travel,
Yep.
you want to get back so you can be caked up.
Yeah.
all
I ain't
night?
even gonna hold you. I was caking up.
Oh,
That's
my
crazy,
God.
man.
I ain't gonna
Don't
hold you.
come.
You don't come on the trip.
Don't
with me.
come.
No.
Don't come.
But it was at nighttime. Hey, baby. how you
Nah,
doing?
come.
You know what I'm
Don't
saying?
come.
No, it's at
Don't come.
night.
Nope, don't come.
It's at night.
Don't come.
We got that one.
It's
30-minute
always
check-in.
Yeah.
Everyone got that 1 30-minute
Okay,
window to do your check-ins, go about your business, and when that's over with,
After this, we
we
out
getting
shit.
backside.
Okay,
Yeah.
but people's check-ins are at different
No,
times.
No,
no,
nigga,
no,
we got
no,
a
no.
scheduled
Check-in was at
check-in time.
night.
No.
We got a
no.
scheduled check-in time, so we all on the same path. Because you disrupting the mood now.
Yeah.
We can't
That's
pregame,
telling
we
the
can't go out
homie
and
wrap
nothing
up
because
you
you
trying to go back
Right.
and get cake.
I'm
to make your schedule.
yes, I need to make my
So
schedule.
you was blocking him so you can
I
make
was
your...
not blocking.
See, this is what niggas will sacrifice somebody else's buns
Oh,
for theirs.
absolutely. Absolutely.
If I got buns lined up, I will
Absolutely.
sacrifice whatever you got going
Absolutely.
on.
Listen, my bun's solidified. Okay.
Right.
Which is why I could have waited. Because it was going to be there regardless.
Well, if I can't get back to the crib in time, I'm gonna fall asleep on my rocking chair. And my buns is old too, so I get to make sure I get her. I need to hit her up
Look,
before
if
she
I
go
was
to
your boy, I
sleep.
would have said, look, you got your buns. I'm trying to find mine.
Yeah, he trying to get
You
right.
found the love of your life. I need to find mine. I got 2 more laughs in this playbook. You better let me get through these laughs, nigga.
So he didn't get the mathematics or nothing?
I think he did get the mathematics.
Okay.
They wanted to follow back up and chill and stuff like that. So we at the Airbnb, me and the fellas, and they were like, "Yo, the chicks want to come back to want to come." So this was Friday or Saturday night, and then with Sunday they was like, "Yo, they want to come over and watch football." I said, "Oh no, we're not going to be watching football with women over here." I said we can go out and
Right.
watch football, but we're not gonna bring them to the crib because then I can't explain that to the wife.
Okay.
I can't. Now, granted, what happens on the trip stays on the trip.
Right.
You feel me? But I can't explain that we had women at the crib watching football, and she like, oh, so what happened? You know, and I ain't trying to get that
I dig
interrogation.
I dig it.
Because
I
then
dig
next
it.
thing you know, it's first 48. I get a chicken box. I done told on all my friends at the daggone thing.
Right.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
dig
So,
it.
and I'm
Good
not
job
trying
of
to do
that
that.
right now.
I dig it.
And I'm not trying to do that.
So did y'all go out?
No, we didn't.
Okay.
So I ended up having no fun because you...
Because you want to be a fucking Debbie Downer over here.
Because
You will
Because you
not.
halted the fun.
I know you
There
will
was no
not.
fun.
I know you will not.
So it was you.
Oh man.
So then I come home. I was like, "Hey, babe, you know, I told the story. So this is not anything new, that because I shared it with her, and she was so appreciative.
Mhm.
She was so appreciative. She's like, "You thought about me." points.
See, that's the problem. You worried about
Exactly.
yourself. You worried about yourself.
Points.
It's crazy how you have this like perfect balance of caring for others and being selfish at the same time.
Yeah.
It's like you have a very you toed the line very well,
He
bro.
does. Cause you will not.
Because the single dude, he can do everything he wants to do.
Apparently
right?
not because you around
Right.
blocking his progress.
But and I'm protecting me and the other married men that's also on this trip too.
Got you.
How?
Got you.
Because I'm protecting them by saying, hey, no,
Yeah.
there should not be any women at
Mhm.
the house.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you go out and you get buns at somebody else's crib,
Right.
that ain't
That's
on
your
me.
prerogative.
That
Right.
ain't on me. If you called
Right.
the Uber and you want to, that didn't happen. I just want to let the story be known. No one Ubered to anyone else's crib. But if you did that, hey, I can't do nothing about it.
Right. I feel it.
But if it's inside of here's another thing. If something happens on this trip, then I can't be trusted with your wife,
Mm-hmm.
with other people's wives.
Mhm.
You feel me?
I
And
got
so
you.
then when you be like, hey, I'm gonna go hang out with Troy, what you mean you gonna go hang? What y'all gonna be doing? You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Been there before.
Yeah, and it's been cases where I known dudes that be like, hey, I'm going to hang out with this boy, and their wives be like, no, you not. But then, they tell their wives, I'm gonna go hang out with Troy.
See you
Yeah,
later.
I see you next
you
month.
later.
Yeah.
I see you next
yeah.
month.
No
Mhm.
need to check in or nothing.
Right.
I want to be a safe space for you
Sure.
and your significant other.
I dig that.
That's cool.
I dig that.
Feel
I
me?
dig that.
That's cool. But if I'm single,
Don't block me.
don't block me.
Don't block my blessing.
And I told homie, I said, hey, you want to go out? You want to meet him?
So what if the single nigga wanted to bring one of the shorty to the crib? What's the problem
I
with that?
shall be outside
Why though?
in the car reading my Bible.
I'm saying
If he's single,
if he's
if he's single and
they
it's one
chilling-
person chilling with him,
right? What's the problem?
But see, it's never one person. It's never one person. She's always bringing someone with them for a wing woman. You know what I'm saying?
But
to
that's
help
for- that's
to help
for him
build
to-
up her
that's for him to
confidence
work
and stuff
out
like that.
appropriately.
yeah.
That's on him to work out appropriately.
And that could be a safety precaution for the young lady to bring another person with her,
Right.
so that she's not by herself in a
And
new situation.
and that's another thing right there. Now that you mentioned that, we don't know if somebody gonna cry wolf. You came over here willingly, right? The single friend dog you out, right? Next thing you know, you in the ER because your pelvis is messed up.
Damn.
Because I don't know what the single friend does. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. He might be raw meat king. You feel me? And then next thing you know, everybody in that house is suspect.
Yeah.
I like to play on the side of caution.
Yeah, clearly.
feel me?
No, you play on the side of extreme. Nigga.
Yeah, that was like-
Well, nothing cautious about that.
But at the end of the day, we can go. The wives got trust in us that we can go back out again next year. Men's fellowship.
I'm not mad at the protection plan that you have. I'm just talking about you blocking the single nigga.
Yeah, he did block that man.
Not for his safety, but so that you can get to your.
But
bun
also, I
appointment.
blame the friend too, because he going out with a bunch of niggas he knows in
Committed
marriages and stuff
yeah,
like
that's
that.
true.
That ain't the crew you want to hang with
It
if you
ain't.
trying to, you know what I
Make a
mean? You out
move.
here
That's
moving.
actually a good point.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
his fault.
Yeah, that's definitely his fault. That's definitely his fault.
That's a
That's
good
definitely his
point.
fault.
That is his
It
fault.
might be his only group
Because
of
I would have
friends.
said, forget y'all niggas. I would have
Stepped.
definitely bagged and
Stepped.
yeah.
We
all
know
that.
you would have disappeared. That's how Lace do. Lace
Man,
be
you
like, all right,
disappeared
y'all.
today.
Lace
I
be
was
like, all right, y'all.
Again, I'm protecting you.
I know. I'm just saying. I know, but I'm
protecting you.
saying.
That's
I
actually
know
not
you would have
bad.
done that though. Be like, all right,
And
y'all.
I appreciate that. And I appreciate that.
I ain't gonna hold you. If I was single around a bunch of married niggas, I would probably have done the same
Yeah, I'm
thing.
protecting you.
I'll
That's
see
a
y'all when I get back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I've done that before when I was single. I was like, all right, y'all go do y'all thing.
Right.
I'll see y'all when I get
Holla
back.
I'll see y'all when I get back.
Yeah.
Where you going? You asking
Don't worry
too
about
many
that.
questions.
Yeah, don't worry about
You
that.
asking too many questions.
Plausible deniability.
Exactly. And that's what I was trying to build.
That's not what you.
That's
what I was trying to build.
No,
You
you was
will
protecting
not.
yourself.
Plausible deniability
No, you
for
was
myself and those who were with me.
Right, you
You
was
was
doing that, and
protecting
you was like,
yourself.
"I'm gonna get all the points when I get."
Yeah.
I'm gonna get all the points. Because you probably couldn't wait to get back. I can't
No,
wait to tell this story.
star.
No,
Wait till I tell gold star.
No, that was not the case.
Uh-huh.
I was not trying to get a gold star. It just so happened because actually when I said it, I didn't think anything of it. But then she came back like maybe 30 minutes later. She was like, "Yo, I can't believe you did that for me." I was like, "Oh yeah, I kind of did do that for you." Give me the points. Give me the points.
Point Bank Troy over here.
Yes, sir.
Point Bank Troy over
Oh
here.
my god.
Yes, sir.
That's what it is, though. That's what's up. That's what's up.
So that kind of brings up a good point, though. This is not the conversation that we were supposed to have.
Ooh. Okay.
When should we give our niggas passes
Mm-hmm.
for things?
Ooh.
Like, when should you give your boy a pass?
What you
for
mean?
Stuff? Like, in the sense of kind of like what you're talking about right now. Some of it was like you trying to protect yourself in the group
Oh, I got you.
and everything
yeah.
else is going on.
Mhm.
When should you give him a pass? Or maybe let's say he going through something. Me and you have a good relationship
Mhm.
or something like that. I'm going through a tough time in my life. And because I'm going through a tough time, I project maybe some of my frustration or anger on you in a situation. Or we get into a discussion. I say some hurtful stuff to you
Mhm.
or something that could damage a relationship. But you know I'm going through something.
Mm-hmm.
Do you give me a pass? At that point, it'd be like, man, I know he going through. Let me give him some space. We reconcile. Or do you be
Yeah.
like, I should box your mouth.
Mhm.
You know, I should box your mouth.
Box your mouth.
You know, about the situation. So it's like, when should we give our boys passes for certain, situations or instances, or should we give them passes? I guess is the conversation.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think it's a healthy. You have to find a healthy balance because some stuff is just, my nigga, you had that built up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it just came out because you might be going through whatever.
Yeah.
But my thing is, if it's gonna trick up my situation, then we gotta
pass.
figure
No
that out
pass,
because
yeah,
what
yeah.
you doing spilling over
Yeah,
here.
I got you.
And if I'm over here trying to, shuck and jive and lie for you, whatever, like, nah, we can't do
All right.
that. Yeah, we can't do that.
No, I ain't
Fair
lying
enough.
for nobody.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
keep it a stack for you. Because the moment that we get caught in a lie, ain't no way up out of it. For
Right.
real,
Now
for
I
real.
feel it.
Ain't no way.
Because most of the time they gonna still throw you under the bus,
Anyway.
trying to protect themselves. Legit, been there, done that, yo. Been there,
Anyway.
done that. For
Now,
real.
I ain't gonna hold you. I've been there for a dude once. What you talking about? What you talking about?
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
When you get home, baby, you should have seen what the niggas was doing. But I care about you.
Right.
I'm in love
Right.
with you. I made sure that
I made sure that none of that happened.
I made sure none of it. I came through once before for a friend, and but it was after I came through for him, I was like, "Hey, bro, let's talk about this," because why was I even put in this situation
Sure.
to have
Yeah,
to
yeah.
cover for
Yeah,
you? You feel me? Because what's not gonna happen is this gonna be a regular thing. Because then what happens is if I'm covering for you, then eventually my name will get dragged in the mud, and I'm not even trying to have that. And
Yeah.
here's the thing: you doing stuff to risk yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I definitely say that. Now, what you were just now saying, I kind of pulled something different out of it. Like, and correct me if I'm wrong. Like, if something is going on in my friend's life, and they getting out of control and stuff like that, when should I approach them and be like, "Hey, bro, what's going on?" Is that what you try? Was that kind of like?
yeah,
what you
like
was
I
asking
mean, that'll probably happen in the process. Like, because if we really like that and I act out of character, you gonna come to me and be like,
Yeah.
what's going on? Like, what's going on with you? But I'm saying, like, in the sense of maybe you do that at that time, or just randomly, I come out my mouth sideways to you about something because I'm dealing with a situation or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And you either have the opportunity to see that I'm dealing with something and be like, all right, this ain't him. I know he going through, so let me, you know what I'm saying? Or you be like, hey, square up right now.
Nah, see, the thing is, I ain't
It's
even
like-
come at you. I'm just gonna probably be like, you know what I'm saying? Look, you ain't gonna talk to me that way. What we not gonna do is do this because your
Right.
situation fucked up. You're not gonna throw that out on me. So if you want to talk about it, we can talk about it. But you ain't gonna act like that towards me
So
when I'm trying to
basically
be
no
here for
pass,
you.
essentially.
In some capacity.
Well, homeboy threatened to pop the trunk on me one day.
for what?
Okay, so let me tell this. First of all, let me start off by saying this story happened in his Lace's fault. Let me just put that on out there real
Basketball
quick.
game.
It was okay. So you know the story. It is completely
What
your
story?
fault. The reason why it's your fault is because you supposed to be managing this team and you won't know where to be found.
God,
Okay,
yo.
so
They should have been popping the trunk on Lace.
it should have been popping the truck on you. So here I am. I'm managing this team. We going to the championship under my guidance because it's. I just want to make that be known. We're going to the championship. We're playing against this team. And I'm coaching because my ankle is messed up. So I'm suited up. I'm suited and booted this one game. And I'm kind of rubbing in the fact that we went into the other team. And the one dude on the other team, he's on the bench. He's like, hey, you keep talking, I'm going to go pop the trunk on you right now. And I was like, yeah. And I went back the other way. I just laughed it off. And then, I'm cheering for my team. And he look at, and I ain't say nothing to him this time. He was like, hey, I told you, keep laughing. I'm going to go pop the trunk on you at the end of this game. I was like, bro, what in the world's going on? So I was like, ha, ha, ha. At the end of the game, they ended up winning, unfortunately. And so he was in a better mood. So then I came up to him, and here I am losing. I lost the game. I came up to him. I was like, hey, bro, what was that all about? First of all, I don't even know you like that. Why would you even say something like that? He was like, man, my bad, bro. I just been going through a lot in my life. I think his baby was stillborn, like earlier that week. So he lost his little baby girl. And he's just like, this was all on my mind, and I took out my anger on you. I was like, man, that's what's up, man. I mean, that's not what's up. I'm sad for you. Can I pray for you? And it opened up opportunity for me. I was like, because, bro, I didn't invite anything that you just did to me for you to threaten my life.
Right.
But had Lace been there, my life would not have been threatened.
Yeah,
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So sometimes it's something deeper. It's something below the surface. That's
No, it
sometimes
can be.
going-
No,
yeah.
I agree with that. It definitely can be, because I would ask, why are you here trying to dribble a basketball
When you need to be
and
at
you
home
need to-
breathing.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a great. That's a
But
great
hey,
I didn't want to say
if
that
you
when
wanna
as
pop
you was
the-
telling
if
the
you
story.
want to pop the trunk on me because I'm here for a game and you dealing with life, that sounds like a you problem.
And
my
I'm
nigga.
sure that game was at the Jubilee Center.
It probably was. Yeah.
You at the Jubilee Center. You need to be
You know,
at
but
home
hey,
grieving.
But you prayed. You made a connection.
And
you
what
made
was
a
the
connection.
outcome?
The outcome was we prayed for each other. He was very thankful for it. And then I ended up coaching the all-star team of the league because I was deemed the best coach of the league. Just to let everybody know that, you know what I'm saying. And
With the team that I assembled, to be fair, I'm the GM. But
GM
you know what I'm saying.
coach,
You know
I
what I'm
got
saying?
you.
You know what I'm saying?
Mark Jackson, Steve Kerr. Feel me? So-
Why are you always identifying as a white man?
Come on,
Hey,
man.
it be like
It's
that.
not-
It be like that.
Come on,
Every
man.
time we have a situation, bro, you
Mark Jackson.
Steve Kerr. What happened was I coached the all-star team, and his team fell under our bracket, I guess, and he was the all-star for their team. He ended up being on my team. We he scored like 10, 11, 12 points in the game, like subbing them in and stuff like that. We had a really good time. You know what I'm saying? So I think at the end of the day, I think me taking a step back, kind of what you were asking, me taking a step back, reassessing the situation for him, because at the moment he can't assess it at all, or why he's acting out like this. And it ended up creating a good relationship between us. Now we haven't seen or talked since then, but I think we still on good terms.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, well, the reason I asked is because recently it was a big media push because Tyrese had went on the Breakfast Club.
Oh,
Had an interview with Envy and Charlamagne and them, and they had a conversation on air that I felt like they should have had
In private.
off air.
Yeah.
With some things that had happened behind the scenes that they never reconciled.
Mhm.
And they waited until that moment to have that conversation. And basically it was along the lines of Tyrese had done something to Envy and his wife that kind of ruffled the relationship. And as Tyrese was explaining it, he said it wasn't just Envy and his wife that he had done it to. He had done it to a lot of other people and kind of damaged a lot of relationships. And he was on this like apology tour to make up for it, because as we all saw, he was going through stuff with his ex-wife and a divorce and the custody and all that, and it was taking a toll on him.
Was he giving up trade secrets or something?
No,
like, what
so
was he? What did he do to damage?
So
That's
basically, he was because he was dealing with depression, all the other type of stuff, he went to see a psychiatrist. They recommended him a medication, and the medication that they gave to him was making him crazier in a sense, because it was causing him to act out of character or give him a sense of like Tourette's at times and things like that he was dealing with. So he was taking this medicine, and then let's say I randomly call you at night, and I'm like, you stupid mother, you this, you that, whatever, and I'm under this medicine, but you don't know I'm under this medicine. You just know Tyrese, my friend, called me this and that or whatever and said something to me and my wife or whatever. So in the situation, Envy's family and Tyrese's family were very close, whatever, they have a relationship. So most men won't usually have direct access to their friend's wife.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like in the terms of having a conversation. But for some reason, based on their relationship, Tyrese has a direct line to Envy's wife. So in some way they was having a conversation, and he said some disrespectful stuff to her. I don't know what was said, what context. They didn't really say what was said. And Envy said he took it personally, which most of us would have. But instead of realizing like, this is my friend, he usually doesn't act like this, we're extremely close, I need to figure out what's going on with him, Envy chose a route of basically taking a step back and like disassociating himself from him.
See, but that's fake on Envy's part in my
I know, but that's what I'm saying, but that's why I brought up the conversation. Like, when should you give somebody a pass? You know, like, when should you have that conversation or situation if y'all really close? Because it was like he didn't really give him a pass.
Right, he didn't give him a pass, but he also didn't try to get to the bottom of the situation. So that would tell me, if I'm on the outside looking in, they really weren't that cool. Now, they might have been cool just from a level of status or whatever, and you, as you mentioned, you know, their families were cool, but we not really that cool if something pop off and I don't have the ability to simply ask you like, what the fuck was that? Then I can make a decision on how I need to move moving forward, but I should be able to address it in a sense like, yo, what's going on? Why did you come at Shorty that way? Like, yada, 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 instead of just falling back. Because to me, that showcases a level of fakeness from Envy's lens.
Yeah, I wouldn't even have brought him on
for that in the first place.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, first of all, we haven't even reconciled, but we can still do business together.
Yeah.
I'm because eventually what's going to happen is what I have been feeling is going to come out.
Yeah.
And Charlemagne is the worst friend. Let me just go ahead and put that on out there anyway. Because he instigated the whole situation.
He did kind of instigate it.
So he kind of played like a Lace type of figure, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Instigating everything. No, actually a male type of figure. Because whenever me and you going back and forth together, he's like, Troy, you gotta box him.
Yeah, fight back, Troy.
You gotta fight back.
Fight back.
You gotta.
There were times in the interview that he tried to like calm them down and like, y'all better than this.
But he riled them up,
but
though.
He did before he knew that, because they didn't bring him on there to have that conversation.
Right.
It came up because of some of the stuff that they were talking about that led up to that.
Gotcha.
So that's how it ended up starting. But so,
but I can't smile in someone's face knowing that we not cool.
Right. Yeah.
You feel me? Like, we had to have some meeting of the minds in order to reconcile something so we can be in work and function, versus allowing you to come on my platform and promote something. Like, that's really fake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So should he have gave him a pass? Knowing what
should he have gave him a pass for being crazy at the moments when he was crazy?
Yeah. Knowing what he was dealing with. Because Tyrese's argument was, you knew what I was dealing with. You knew that I was, taking this medicine. You knew personally what I was going through. Mm-hmm. And for me to act out of character in this situation and for you to disappear or, hold it against me to this effect, he was basically just like, kind of like what you said, where's the love? Are we not as cool as I thought we were type of situation?
Well, I'll say this. The whole time I watched that interview, Tyrese kept saying, I'm on an apology tour. I'm on an apology tour. I never even heard him say I apologize.
Yeah, he didn't say.
He never said it.
He just asked everyone not to hold him to what he's done.
Right, and show me some grace.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, what do I need to show you grace for?
Right,
acknowledge it. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the parts
he
that
must have been talking real reckless.
He was
like
the way he described it. He was saying some crazy stuff.
Right
to them,
and he didn't. I mean, it's like, bro. And if I was in Envy's shoes, I'm expecting you to acknowledge it and actually apologize. Don't say you going on an apology tour and you don't come by my, city and do your tour here too. So I think partially for I feel for Envy because it's like, hey man, we still got an elephant in the room that you're not even acknowledging. Let's make something happen about it.
But he ain't acknowledged it either though. See, that's the thing. I think it goes both ways. I think
That is
both
a good
parties
point.
are have a level of responsibility. In this particular situation, granted, some situations you are different, but in this, from what you all are describing, Envy's just as responsible. If we cool like that, he's just as responsible. It's like, okay, you acting out of character. What's going on with you? And for Tyrese to say, you knew what I was going through. No, I may know surface level what you're going through, but I don't know the effects of whatever drugs you on or whatever to try to address your situation. So I think they both have a level of responsibility if they want to be cool.
Yeah. But at the same time, like, I gotta like, we just had a death in the family. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry,
probably about a couple weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
And when people die, when people have passed away in my family, people come out the woodworks and just start saying some crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just be wilding out saying some. I remember my great grandfather died, and all of his children, which one of his children is my grandmother. Like all of his children started pointing the finger at us, like, you the reason why he died. You the reason why he died. You the reason why he died. The nigga died because he was 96 years old. No one caused his death. He lived a good, long life. And after a while, like, people start reconciling, like, hey, I'm sorry. I was really under distress, because of the death. He really meant a lot for me, and I didn't know what to do with it. And people understood. You know what I'm saying?
See, that don't move me. Legit, that don't move me.
What?
How people respond in that way. You talk reckless as fuck to me, but then you basing it upon whatever reason, and I'm just supposed to be cool with that. No. Nah. Sometimes there's some truth to that stuff that people say, and you shouldn't allow yourself to get out of it. Nothing should affect you in that way where you just completely go off the rails and talking crazy to people like that.
Yeah.
Because again, I should have boxed you right now and there. You know what I'm saying?
If I boxed you in your mouth, I wouldn't have been wrong for it.
And that's what I'm saying. So some of that I think they won't pass this for they're just piss poor behavior.
Actually, yeah, and yeah.
He died because of you, Nick. How? What
Yeah.
that mean? You don't know.
Because now what it shows me is that when we get into a tough situation, because situations in life gonna happen, whether we like them or not, I see how you're going to act and respond.
That, and you can see how you've already created a narrative about me in some capacity. It's just coming out in this way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you felt like that about me. You just using that as a caveat to say, nah.
That's why I try to, for my personal self, that's why I try to hold, I don't try to hold on to anything for anybody. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, I got my piece. You said your piece. Let's move forward. You know what I'm saying? Because if I continue to hold on to it, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep building upon it until it's time for me to share how I really feel.
Yeah.
Lace, that's the reason why your head bald. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's fine. Yep. You right.
And I end up saying something reckless that I gotta repent for later. And I don't want to live like that.
I dig it.
Well, I do. I usually, in the past, if this type of situation has occurred, if we really are who we say we are,
right,
I'll give a pass, but I'll let you know you're getting it.
Mm-hmm.
I won't just hand it to you, but I'll be like, hey, I know you're dealing with something.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give you a chance
to
get yourself together. But you know what I'm saying? You ain't got about one more time.
And you'd be surprised when you actually acknowledge the fact that you give someone a
change
pass
real quick.
Yeah, they'd be like, "Oh, I'm my bad, bro.
Yeah,
I'm acting out of order."
Yeah. No, I feel that.
So basically, y'all leaning towards no pass. From what I can hear, from what y'all have said so far, it's basically like no
case
pass.
by case situation, man.
I definitely think it's case by case, but generally I lean towards no pass. If we're cool like that, we're gonna find a way to address it appropriately. If we not, then,
screw you.
But I think that in the case of Envy and Tyrese, they both have a level of responsibility. One is expecting something from the other, which they aren't willing to give up themselves.
Got you.
Yeah.
And that's the tour that I'm on. I'm not giving you shit that you ain't willing to give me. So again, you have people be like, well, I want you to be more communicative. I want you to do this. I want you to. If you're not giving me that, I'm giving you that same energy. And that's just what it is. That's the tour I'm on.
Okay. I feel you on that.
So the part that stuck out to me in the interview a lot was something that I hear Troy say often.
What do I say?
And I'll be struggling with it sometimes because we talk about it all the time. You always be like extending grace.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
that others will give you grace and stuff like that. But it was just like he's like similar to what you said, like give me grace. He's not apologizing. I'm not apologizing.
Right.
I'm saying that I'm apologizing, but I ain't came out and
Right.
said I apologize. Just give me some grace because I was dealing with something.
Right.
You know, just
The thing with Tyrese is envy's in the place of giving grace. Tyrese can ask for it, but he can't demand it.
Right.
That's kind of different. Like I can share with you to give grace, but I can't demand you to give it to me. It's
Right.
like I could ask, hey, look, man. And once again, he never followed up his request for grace with a reason why he needed it. And so that's and so whenever I'm telling Melvin Brown, or I'm gonna beep out your last name. Whenever I'm telling you to give somebody grace, it's me being a third party trying to diffuse the whole situation. And in this situation, if you feel as though
the reason why I have the issue with the grace all the time, like extending grace, is because a lot of people rush to grace when
That is
they've
true.
made a
Okay.
mistake or
Sure.
they've done something wrong,
Mhm.
and they want to use the grace that you want me to give as a means of not accepting responsibility or
Right.
accountability for what you've done.
sure.
So now you want me to give you some grace. It's not my fault. It wasn't really me. I was taking medicine.
Mm-hmm.
Give me some grace.
Mhm.
Even though I did what I did,
Mhm.
just
Yeah.
give me some grace.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's
Right.
usually my issue. You just running straight, give me some grace.
But you can give grace and also hold accountable.
I know that,
Yeah.
but when
But I'm
most
saying
people are
you might
trying
have
to use the
articulate-
grace
you might
bag,
have to
it's
articulate
like,
that to the person trying to use the grace bag. Like, look, I'm gonna give you some grace because I know you fucked up. I know and you know that you fucked up. But this is what you gonna have to do in some capacity to get back right with
Right.
me. So I'm offering you grace. I'm giving you a chance to get it back right, but this is what get it back right looks like.
Some people don't know that they need grace. They don't even know that they tricking it up right now.
Yeah.
To be quite honest with you. And that's the reason why I be sharing with you. I'd be like, hey, bro, show them some grace. They might not know. Because oftentimes when we put kindness on, the Bible says it real clearly. Us being kind to our enemies is like heaping coals over their head. I don't know exactly why they said that, but I think about this oftentimes, like when I'm nice to those people who are my enemies, it's like I know I'm treating Troy like ish right now, but for some strange reason he's being nice, and hopefully that kindness leads to repentance. But oftentimes it doesn't, and when it doesn't, it's like, hey, I see where we stand. We go our separate ways, which is what Envy should have did. He should have acknowledged that, hey, I'm trying to be nice to you, but he kept being disrespected. But instead of acknowledging it, like you were saying earlier, I'm giving you a pass. He didn't. He just cut off all ties, and that's what ended up being a bad look for both parties in my opinion.
Well, the odd thing too is a lot of people want closure. I never understood why people want closure for certain things.
I want closure.
It just
I know.
doesn't make sense to me. Like the writing's on the wall.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? But grace comes in different shapes and sizes. The fact that I didn't box your ass, that's grace. So you want me to verbalize grace? I'm trying to physically show you that I'm
Right.
offering you grace. So again, you got to be able to navigate that in the appropriate space.
that was an articulate way of explaining what
Right.
I
Yeah.
I
The fact
appreciate
I didn't
that.
put my hands on you,
It's grace.
that's grace.
That is grace.
That's how I be feeling on the inside.
I want to box your mouth.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and
great.
You want me to give more grace than I'm giving right now?
Right. That's grace. So yeah, I think it comes in all shapes and sizes.
All right.
Bet that was good. That's good stuff.
That was
That's
good stuff.
That's good stuff.
That was good stuff.
I wasn't expecting to talk about that.
Well, good topic to have.
Friendships and the dynamic of friendships is a ongoing news.
It's always evolving.
Yeah, it's always evolving, bro. Like, because at one point in time I could do this for you, but now I gotta do this, and this to show my approval, show my love, and all that type of stuff. It's like we can't just be friends, but I also gotta follow you.
Yeah, nah.
Then I
nah,
also gotta post you, and then I also gotta. acknowledge you and all. I got to. Hey,
But
man.
are we friends? Are you really that person's friend though? In that, if you gotta do all of that,
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
if you gotta do all of that, because some friendships are just taxing.
But this is the nuance of what friend. This is the new age of friendship.
I'm good on
nowadays.
that. This is why I don't have no new friends. This is exactly why I'm good.
That's why we. Yeah,
I'm good. Like I said, my circle is this big, and it's like that for a reason. I ain't got time. I don't want to learn nobody. I don't want to learn no new names.
No new
I don't
names,
wanna
new
know-
habits, no nothing. I'm telling y'all, that be
None
real.
of that.
I don't have time
None
for
of that, yo.
I ain't gonna hold you. That's kind of like where I'm struggling, like in the church realm right now,
Yeah.
because we found a new church. We like it,
Okay.
and
Word.
they
Y'all need a TV show.
Y'all do.
y'all
Y'all
need
do.
a TV show. Just
Because
go
y'all will
around
find a church.
y'all anywhere.
I mean, there's churches on every single corner. You know what I'm
And
just
you
saying?
saying,
trying
though.
them all. Y'all
But
might.
y'all be committed to like visiting and really getting to the mission and the vision of the church.
Yeah.
I mean, I just want to make sure y'all ain't gonna pull no snakes out no box.
Y'all like church foodies, bro.
You know what I'm saying? I just want to make sure you not pulling no snakes out. But in this new age of church, it's not like how church used to be. It used to
Right.
be show up on Sunday, an occasional second service,
Sure.
Bible study, vacation Bible school. You feel me? Nowadays, they want you to come to church and then go to other people's houses for small groups.
Right, because they trying to make friends. Look,
Right.
I'm just trying to make it in. I ain't got time for all that extra shit.
Yeah.
And I tell people all the time, like, yo, I go to church, I do my thing. Y'all ain't gonna hear from me during the week. I'm just trying to make it in. G-O-D. If you rock with me like you say you do, I'm just trying to make it in.
And listen, I'm not trying to bash the whole small group type of scenario, because there, where I am, I know it's some people on the other side. It's like, man, I come to church, I can't connect with nobody. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
Like,
yeah.
I understand it's
And they
some
need
other people-
community.
and they need community. You know what I'm saying? Y'all my community though.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? And I get this feel of community when we getting together. And it's just like, yeah, I can be at the small group, but it's like I got to get to know new people. And I ain't gonna hold you. It's like it's challenging to me right now, the whole concept of it. I'm trying to wrap my mind around it, but it's just like I'm in a season right now. It's like I'm cool with the friends I got.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel it.
I had a homeboy that I hadn't spoken to in like 2-3 years. Shout out Jerome. I hadn't spoken to him, and but he came through to North Carolina. He was like, "Hey man, let's get up." Definitely, I want to rekindle all those type of friendships, because we haven't interacted and stuff like that. Shout out to him, but getting to know somebody new.
Yeah, I'm good on that. But even
got
in some
time.
of the small groups, they be trying to test you and not test you to see if you fit in with their small group.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because churches have cliques, etc. You know what I'm saying? And I remember one Sunday I go to church. He was like, "Man, I ain't never seen you wear the same pair of shoes twice." Well, I'm a sneakerhead is what I do. You know what I mean? I got, you know what I mean? Whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Drink water and
Stay out the way.
You know what I'm saying?
We got to get a T-shirt that says
Drink
"Drink
water
water
and
and
stay
stay out the way. You know what I mean? But after the service, he was like, "Well, why you seem so standoffish?" Bruh, I'm not, I hope you make it in. Look, I'm just here to get my credit
Trying to.
so I can make it in, bro. Like, that's all I'm trying to do. Like, no offense to you.
That's
No
it.
offense to
No
you.
offense to you. But I'm just here to do it.
I ain't got time for it. I didn't like this. I saw it when we was shopping for churches before. One of the churches that we was considering had that small group experience. I'm looking for Bible study. That's what I'm looking
Yes!
for, Bible study.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
yes.
expecting to go to church. So of course I didn't know about the small groups because I thought Bible study was
It's like, yeah, yeah.
Bible study. So we show up for Bible study. I'm thinking the kids gonna go off to do their little
Yeah.
thing.
Yes.
He's gonna be in Bible study. Pastor should be at the front
Yeah.
with his little book, podium, iPad, whatever he got.
Yes.
We got in Bible study. I'm gonna get to raise my head and ask questions.
Yes.
We get there and they're like, "Oh, which Bible study you here for?" I'm like, "Whatever one's in the
Right,
sanctuary is
whichever
what
one
I'm
the
here
right
for."
Uh-huh.
So they're like, "Oh no, we have different situations. We got this group over here, that group over there, and I'm like, I wasn't really looking for like a small group experience because I don't even know who's leading the small
Right,
group.
yeah,
First of
yeah.
all, is it the
Yeah.
pastor? If it's not the pastor,
Right.
why am I listening to you in this small group? Who
Yeah,
are you
yeah,
to
yeah.
lead the small group? You know what I'm saying? Those are the type of things that I be thinking about. So we did the small group. We go in there, pick the one that looked the best, almost like a menu. Like, all right, we'll
Yeah.
do this one. So we went to that one, and I was like, yeah, no, this ain't it. This ain't it. I can't do the small group situation. So I just stopped doing the small group. I'm like, when y'all got a men's fellowship kicking off, or I'll see you on Sunday, but I ain't gonna do.
Yeah.
And
this
here's
small
the
group that ain't
thing
kicking on.
with the men's fellowship. Are we eating wings and watching the game? I'll show up for that.
Yeah.
Are we gonna if we're gonna get together, somebody gonna break down the word and it's gonna apply to men my life? I'm there for that. I gotta show up around a table and talk about how my day went and all that type of stuff. I ain't there for that.
Got you.
Because I show up in my group chat to talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Hey man, this what happened at work today.
Yeah, yeah.
This crazy nut job, then you know what I'm saying, whatever the case may be. Like I show up for that. Hey, this is a situation going on in my relationship. I'm there for that. Complete strangers, it's like I ain't gonna hold you. I did benefit from this before. My wife and I were part of a marriage fellowship that did small groups, and we really benefited because we were 5 years into our marriage. And we were at a table with a bunch of people who were 20 and plus.
Mm-hmm.
We were able to gain from that. You know what I'm saying? But it's been other situations. It's like, hey man, we on different levels.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's, I don't know, man. I'm wrestling with it. My best friend who is a pastor, I shared with him. I was like, hey man, I'm struggling with this whole. And his church has small groups.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, hey bro, your small group is Manly Deeds. I was like, I received that.
Yeah, Cashed in that Ministries. I've been told y'all niggas that, man.
I'm a street pastor.
Who could probably preach. Lace too. Real
What?
talk. Y'all can structure together a sermon.
Oh, easy. I can easily be a
It's a
preacher.
whitehead over here. Yeah,
I can
you got
easily be
that.
a preacher.
and lead the masses.
Oh, absolutely.
If you want to.
I would have a flock, nigga. I'll have a flock.
But this
I would
ain't-
have a flock.
But I just want to make it clear. We're not taking shots at churches. It's just it's just the new campaign that
It's
Just the style.
It's
It's
different.
the
Style.
business
But you
model
gotta
that
think-
everybody's trying to roll
You got to
out.
think
Right.
too, though. A lot of people who are leading these, let's just call it what it is. Church is a space for broken people,
Right.
yes,
for various reasons.
yes,
So when you have broken people leading a church, and they're trying to cultivate relationships with broken people who may have been damaged from traditional church before,
sure.
they're all seeking one thing:
Mm-hmm.
friendships and acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not what I'm
I'm
here
there
for.
for.
I'm here for my credits so I can make it in. I am not here to address your past trauma
Right.
or whatever because you didn't have or you were hurt, and how you try to cater to people who've had church trauma.
Sure.
And a lot of churches lean towards that.
Sure. I will do small groups with in kids ministry though. Like I did middle school small group
Sure. Yeah.
because basically it's me leading a Bible study.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
I could do that. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And the kids asking questions about the Bible and stuff. Oh, most definitely. Let's knock this out. You know what I'm saying? But if we just coming up to share like what's going on in our lives and trauma, like you just said, it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
bro,
nah, yeah.
I got enough trauma that I'm dealing with myself. You
right.
feel me?
See, I think I was a little bit different to you, which is surprising that you were going to small groups, not looking to connect because you felt like you had that already. And when I was going, I was actually opening myself up to want to connect in a way that I hadn't before because I'd be closed off to the idea of it.
Mhm,
So I'd go in like, I ain't trying to get nothing. But then when I started dealing with more adult life, I got married and we started going to marriage fellowships and things like that,
Mhm.
like trying to figure out how to stay married because I had been married before. It wasn't successful.
Right.
I'm married now. How can I be successful this time? I'm trying to get, information. So we used to have the whole marriage fellowship thing, and I felt like I didn't get anything from it at all, and it frustrated me
Mm-hmm.
to the point where I stopped going, or we stopped going because it wasn't doing what I thought it was supposed to do. Like we supposed to get here, we all leaning on each other to figure out how to be married, or there's people who are more seasoned at marriage that's supposed to give me wisdom to help me not knock this person upside the head or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
help me
right.
navigate this situation,
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm trying to go about it the right way. I ain't trying to be worldly. This is where I'm coming to the church. It's a band of three strings, whatever the hell they call it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm trying to do it the right way. So we go in there and it'd be like people who have been married for longer than I've been alive. 30, 35 years, 40 years. I'm like, all right, this, I'm 5 years. This is where I need to be. Let me talk to the 35 or the 40.
Yeah.
How did you
That
get,
nigga don't even know.
And he
just
like, look,
trying to
bro, they
make
just look.
it. He just there for the credit.
We sitting in there. we sitting there, and I'm like, yo, they all sitting around like similar to what I talked about with y'all before. Everyone acting like they don't have nothing going on, like they never have experienced nothing, like they never had any challenges, like everything in the relationship is wonderful. And I'm like, yo, ain't no way in hell you've been married longer than I've been alive and ain't had no challenges.
Right.
You ain't had no struggle. You've been down the path that I've been down. Because once you've been married for a little while, you realize everybody's marriage is different, but we all go through the same stages in a sense. So like you charted the path. Tell me how the hell you got to where you at right now. And everyone they be like, sitting with their arms folded, ain't nobody saying nothing. All the young people it was a bunch of young married couples in there. A bunch of them. All of us feeling the same way. Like we trying to understand.
Right. But a lot of times those cats don't know because it's not a blueprint, obviously. And they may have made it through something, but they don't know how to articulate that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not taking up for them. I'm just saying a lot of times old heads can't advise you on, because it really ain't no blueprint for that kind of thing. But I can understand what you were looking for, not having that kind of return or outcome. It was a missed opportunity, particularly if it was a lot of young individuals who are navigating marriage, etc.
Yeah, and they all left.
What you mean?
All of them. All the young married couples left.
Right, because they were looking for something that obviously the group wasn't set up to offer. But that also goes back to not knowing the expectation of the population you serving. So I think that's a whole nother conversation. But yeah, but a lot of old niggas just don't. They just. I was like I said, I was at a engagement this week talking to an old head or whatever, and we were just in passing, and he was like, yeah, my wife is at the conference. I was like, cool. He was like, yeah, I own a winery in outside of Charlotte. He was like, you should come check it out. And he was like, every morning I wake up and I just simply say, baby, I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm going to do today to piss you off, but I'm sorry. And I laughed, but I was like, just from the story that you gave, a lot of them old niggas are probably just like that. They just going with the flow because they don't want nothing to pop off.
Oh, my gosh.
So, yeah.
Drink water and stay out the way.
Drink water, stay out the way.
I will say this in the midst of, people who are, because a lot of people are maybe take this, what we just said, and use it as ammunition towards the church and stuff like that. It's like, It's like, I'll be quite honest with you. They're trying to approach this new generation of people who are desiring authenticity and stuff like that. So they're creating like these small groups and stuff for people to grow. But I highly encourage people that if you are looking for that in a faith-based atmosphere, instead of go to the groups, go to small groups, but then find someone in the small group that you can connect to, that you can do like one-on-ones, because a lot of stuff don't get done in the group type settings. You feel me? And that's where you will glean a lot from. I know for ourselves, we have a married couple. We have a couple married couples that we admire. But we've had to tell ourselves on several occasions, while we admire them and we can glean from them good information, we still have to do our own marriage. For sure. You feel me? Because it got to one point where we were doing a lot of comparison pieces, and it was like, my wife don't do like his wife does, and she was like, well, my husband don't do like his husband does, and it was like, hey, first of all, we not them.
Hey, you can't compete where you don't compare, baby.
I like
can't compete where you don't compare.
Where you don't compare.
Easy. But niggas is real when they start using words like glean. You know what I'm saying? Because we can't glean. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hey. Glean.
Y'all ain't worth nothing, bro. I can't even be wholesome on this joint.
You can be wholesome, bro. I appreciate you.
But I'll tell you too, the other point I was gonna make, Mel, about the example that you gave. A lot of them old niggas too, particularly when it comes to those group type settings, they don't want to put their business out there, because a lot of them old niggas was out here creeping, doing
and
all
I know, but I need to know that though.
Doing all kinds.
I need to know that though.
You need to know that, but they not gonna put themselves.
But I know, but I'm saying,
because you don't know how long it may have taken them to recover from.
And that's what I'm saying. But that's the stuff that we need to know. Because you. So if you an old nigga, you was being wild at the time when there was no cell phone, no internet, no whatever.
They not gonna tell you.
But I know, but
there
was no internet, no cell phone, no nothing.
Yeah.
So your game was different. You was
Let me
wild.
tell
You
you
had
why
to
they
get
ain't
it
gonna
all
tell
that
you.
with limited access.
No, the limited let me tell you where the access was though. The fucking church. They was
I believe
knocking
that
down
too.
doors, so they not gonna put themselves out there. They reformed hope dealers in the church.
Bro, if you went through that early on in marriage and you done made it 35 years still after that, that's the stuff I need to know.
What I'm
Because
telling you,
I know, but-
the reason why they made it
And that's what
is
I'm
because
getting
it
to
won't no social media and all that other
And
shit.
that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. Everybody's so worried about not putting their business out there when there's nothing new under the sun.
Which is
there's-
true.
It's people cheating, hoeing in the church. Read the Bible, nigga.
Yeah.
Most of the most prominent niggas in there, concubines, hoes,
Yeah.
side junk, whatever. So you ain't nothing special about you. Your name ain't in the Bible.
Right.
If God thought you was that important, your name would have made it. You ain't make it, so you ain't doing nothing different than nobody else. So as a young nigga, and you you been a young fool. Old fools, you used to be young fools.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
They
you
ain't
was
gonna
out
kick it
here.
like
How
that. Yeah, they ain't gonna kick it out.
Talk to me.
I think they will kick it, but not
Not in
a
the group.
public
That's
setting.
what I'm saying.
You know
though.
what I'm saying?
Right. That's
Like-
what I'm saying.
Because, like, I don't know. I've told my story so much privately that I can tell you all openly
Yeah.
that I thought I had a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You didn't think that.
I wholeheartedly
That's crazy.
think I thought that I had a kid.
I'm just saying from the story, I wouldn't have, like, if that was me, I wouldn't have thought twice about that shit. That little nigga ain't definitely ain't mine. Definitely ain't mine.
He would have waited for the swab and the meetup to be like, "You got me."
You got me. But I ain't gonna hold you. It's like,
Oh, yeah, whoa. You got me.
but I've told my story so much privately that I can say some things openly, and
Right.
some of the things right now that I can say privately is not ready for open consumption. I guess you could say,
yeah.
because some of the stuff still has wounds to it, and
Yeah.
I not really ready to open that
Mhm.
joint back up. If I was to bring up some of the stuff that I was doing as a teenager, at the time close to my teenage age, it would have broke my mother and my grandma's heart.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
now I'm at the age where I can tell a story to them. They just be laughing. They was like, "You can't be. Are you serious? You was really doing that?" And so, like with me and my wife specifically, like we could talk about stuff that was happening early on in our marriage. But like the current stuff right now is just like, hey, this still kind of new.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
still kind of fresh.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, I think so in those settings, it'll, like, some of the old players, they might have just been dealing with infidelity in that moment. They can't bring that joint up right now,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
in front of everybody. But privately, it was like,
But
hey.
we all know situations, friends, associates, or whatever, they've gone through something similar to that. When would they ever bring that up in the same setting? So we know they made it through,
Yeah,
but when would they bring that up ever again?
that is true.
Like, legit, if they kicking it with
Depends
some
on the type of person they are.
the niggas I know, they never.
I'm
gonna
just saying
bring that
depends
shit
on.
up
That's what I'm
again.
saying. It depends on the type of person. I think.
Yeah, you 100% right, because I know one dude, like, he confessed. He was like, "Yeah, I committed. I cheated on my wife."
Mhm.
Oh, for real? It's like, "Yeah, man, I cheated on my wife." All right. So what happened? Just know
Just
that I
know.
cheated on my
Right. You niggas, nah, I'm not. Yeah, you
They
never
not-
gonna say nothing again.
and I said, "Hey, man, I hear you, and I also heard you,
Right,
because
right,
you're not
right.
trying to tell."
Right.
But when time permits itself, I would love for us to be able to delve into that, because I would love to hear how you all reconcile from that point. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm
Because
sure this nigga gonna tell you it's constant.
He woke up and I apologize
Right.
every day, just
Every
because
day.
in case I do something.
Like the OG told me, just wake up.
But I like kind of like we was talking about earlier, I gave him a pass. Say,
Right.
hey, I'm gonna give you a pass for right now. But eventually we're gonna circle back around in this cul-de-sac and talk about this topic, because
And delve.
what
Y'all
and
gonna circle around
delve
and
because
delve.
what you have can be very beneficial to me, someone else, you know what I'm saying, for their growth and stuff like that.
that's the
So-
point that I be trying to make.
Right,
What you
I get
just
that.
said.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the whole
no, I
point.
get
That's
that.
the
But
whole
it's
point.
but it's still sensitive for him though, and I'm not trying to push that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so yeah, y'all, you're saying the same thing, but in some ways, Mel, it's like you looking for a blueprint where a nigga, he's still trying to navigate what that blueprint look like because he got to deal with it every
I got
day.
you.
And
You say I'm looking for a blueprint before the house is built.
Right. Like, I'm
Before
still
the
trying
house
to-
is designed, you
Before
looking
the-
for, before the house is
yeah,
designed,
yeah.
I'm looking for a blueprint.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. Now we have not had infidelity in our marriage. I could bless God for that. But I will say for the times that we did have issues, it's an everyday waking up, consistent mindset of I have to forgive. Like whenever my wife has done something against me in the past and I've done something against her in the past, it's always a continuously like I gotta forgive them 77 times 7 in a day. Like something will come up that happened 3 years ago. I know she cussed me out in front of her mama, in front of my mama, and everybody was looking at me stupid, but I forgive her.
Dang.
It never happened. I can't think of something.
You
so quick.
stay coming up with like the most wild hypotheticals, yo.
But I'm just trying to put something out, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. But once again, it kind of goes back to what I was saying before. If I have to, if I work out that muscle of forgiveness, eventually it goes into a point of forgetfulness. You know what I'm saying? Now I still am cautious,
yeah.
but my forgiveness then slides into forgetfulness of
Yeah.
what has been done against me. in
That's a
the
good point.
past.
I feel it. That's what's up. What's the moral, man?
Drink water and stay out the way.
Drink water, stay out the way. Hey, if you're looking for the blueprint, let them at least have a design.
Let the design first.
You know what I mean?
I'll give you
Looking
that
for the blueprint. Let them at least have a design first.
Let them at least have the design first.
Yeah, I really appreciate this conversation because it makes me to understand a little bit more about like how I can help serve you. You know what I'm saying? Like because you are very transparent to us. You know what I'm saying? I be trying to tell you, don't be transparent to them, but you know, hey, you do you. You know what I'm saying? And I would love to be more transparent with you. And for the times that I haven't been transparent, I do apologize.
All right,
But
Troy.
I think we need to have an
Troy's
episode,
apologizing, so now
I'm on my apology,
Now I
too.
gotta be.
Huh?
I
I'm on
gotta
my
be. I gotta return the favor, and let me just say it in front of, because I'm gonna say it in front of everybody, so you'll know what I'm talking about right now. I probably need to do a better job of extending grace to people who are working through figuring out the blueprint
Mm-hmm.
and not being so critical of them not wanting to share their experience or their story for my benefit.
Yeah.
And I think that's been my issue in the past, where I know that someone has had a challenge or dealt with something,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm either in that space or going into that space. I'm expecting, like, because you've already been there, just tell me what to do. Tell
Yeah,
me,
I feel
like,
you.
be
I feel you.
relatable to me and stuff. And people may not be ready to talk about that,
Mhm.
but because I'm sitting there in my mind, because I am a transparent person,
Mm-hmm.
and don't really give a damn what other people think, I'm more willing to share, and it don't bother me. But everybody's not like that. So
Mhm.
instead of expecting everybody to be like me, I should extend grace to people as they chart their own path and figure out
Sure.
their own
That's
blueprint.
big
So
of
I
you.
will apologize to Troy and to
Yeah.
Lace, because I've been guilty at both times, because I do have a large memory bank of both of these people, just so y'all know.
But that's the other
so
thing
at times,
too. You got an extensive.
I know,
memory
and that's why I
bank.
be like, all right, now, nigga,
So,
I know,
yeah,
come on,
yeah,
bro.
yeah. But I think too the other piece to that, and then we probably got to put a bow.
Yeah, let's put a bow on this.
on the episode. But being transparent is one thing, but as Troy mentioned, being transparent with your crew and navigating shit, and then being able to talk about it, because sometimes even in transparency, you don't know how to articulate or say something that to make it make sense, because you're still dealing with those emotions or the feeling behind it. And in some aspects of transparency, you don't want to have to deal with the aftermath
I
of
got
once
you.
it comes out.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you already dealing with that bullshit in other ways. So I feel you. Apology accepted. I think we could all do better with that. But yeah, that's what it is.
All right, so let me say this before we put this bow on it.
Yeah.
My best friend, he knows basically everything about me.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? When me and my wife, when we were going through, he didn't. It was radio silence from me because I was still raw in my emotions. Now, eventually, I did share with him,
Yeah.
but I was so raw in my emotions. I didn't want to share with him all my all my raw emotions, and then one day magically we cool, but but oftentimes like we share our raw emotions, but we never come back to say, hey, we actually made it through. Something like that. You know what I'm saying? Then what happens is that person that received it, they start looking at the other person like
in negativity.
And then the negative, you know what I'm saying? And I actually told him, I said, bro, I don't want to share. I just want to let you know I'm going through right now. I can't share with you because I don't want to paint my wife to be a villain. I don't want to do that because I don't want you to see her as a villain. This is my wife. I love her. You know what I'm saying? And I want her to be good in your eyes. And my wife has done the same for me. She's actually told her girlfriends, I want to share with you what's going on, but I also don't want y'all to think that Troy is crazy or anything like that and paint him as a villain. And so we try to protect each other like that until we actually work through our raw emotions. Now, we do need some type of outlet. I've learned that if I start writing out my emotions, that helps me deal with things. And it helps us get through some things. And then I can tell you the aftermath afterwards.
Dig that.
Yeah.
Dig that.
We need to have an episode on that.
Yeah.
Men weaponizing their women.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
Because we do be doing that.
That's a good one.
I've been guilty of that before I knew what I was doing, and then I grew in myself. But I don't do it no more. But I've done it before and didn't know that that's what I was doing. We need to have a conversation about that.
Okay. Maybe on the next episode.
All right, that's fine.
Okay.
All right. And this has been the Melly D's podcast, y'all. And as always, until next time, man, we out.